this is a thought that I have had for a long time. Let me describe first. Actually, this point which I'm going to share will not make sense to people if they are not aware of what is scientific management and what is the crux of strategy. Strategies is still known because it's a new topic, it's a more glamorous topic. Scientific management is not. It was originated by a person called Taylor. It's also known as Taylorism, but very few people would know about it. And simply because these type of concepts, surprisingly, these are basic, essential concepts, and these type of concepts, surprisingly, are not taught to us in academics. Mainly because the academic courses and the books they try to present uh, things in a linear manner, in a conventional manner, and they might not be interested in telling you things from unrelated domains. But here I am just trying to draw a connection between the way we see a lot of coaches around us teach kids on sports, coach kids on sports, and what is the connection between scientific management and strategy. That is what I'm trying to do, because the next level of knowledge or the more impactful synthesis will come from unrelated, connecting unrelated dots, not from whatever is already in your textbook or in your curriculum or within your domain. It's not about, the point is not about just about academics and textbooks. It's about only looking within a domain versus looking outside of the box, outside of the domain, and connecting the dots. So scientific management, very briefly, I will not elaborate, but very briefly, it's basically applying science to improving your operations. So just I'll give you a very crude example. So for example, if you have to climb stairs, the stairs are designed in a scientific manner. For example, I think the height of the stair, the step would be maybe 0.7 feet, right? Or maybe around 8 inches or 10 inches, something like that. So you are able to climb one or two stories easily, or 4 or 5 stories easily. But now just imagine, just to climb one story, if the height of that step on the staircase was 2 feet or 24 inches, to climb the same height will require a lot more effort on your side versus climbing it when the height is 8 inches, right? So this is the an illustration of what scientific management is. It simply says how can we break an operational task down in such a manner, so that how can we apply science of effort, science of minimizing effort to that domain. And this technique, when it came, it was mainly applied in factories, etc., where laborers were working, and how to, what kind of tools to give them, what should be the weight of a particular tool, so that that person can work maximum while tiring his body minimum. Okay, that was the scientific management. Now, how I am applying this to sports? I am applying this to sports by equating scientific management to technique. So today, I'm not talking about star coaches, right? The coaches that people like Tendulkar or Federer would have access to. I'm talking about most of the coaches that we see around us that are coaching our kids, be it in tennis or cricket or badminton. These coaches are mainly focusing on technique, because techniques that have been discovered, for example, a technique of generating power in badminton or tennis is kinetic chain. That is one technique. That technique has been discovered since maybe a few decades, and most of the coaches focus on that technique. So that technique is basically, what is that technique? It's basically generating maximum output by minimum body effort. So coaches are today just focusing on polishing the technique of the kid. So that's why I'm calling this as scientific management. They're just applying scientific management, or science. Actually, management is not the keyword. The keyword here is science, which is same as technique. So they're discovering the science of generating most power from minimum effort. Okay, optimizing. They're optimizing the your bodily movement. So sports coaches are focusing on scientific management. The problem, how I got this insight, when I was teaching my son to play table tennis, and we had spent 6 7 8 months and he was not improving much. But then when I went to a coach, within 1 month my son learned a lot from that coach. And then I was amazed that whatever I could have taught him in 3 4 years, he was able to learn in 1 year. And there is no guarantee that I would have been able to teach him that much even in 3 4 years, but he was able to learn in 1 month or 2 months. So at first glance, I was very, very happy of seeing this delta, this improvement. But then the other thought came to my mind was that if my son can be trained and go up the learning curve so quickly, then all the other pupils, all the other students in that academy would also get trained. So everyone, we are just hastening or fastening the learning curve for everyone at equal pace. So everyone will improve, which is good. Everyone is improving, but then everyone will improve. So there is, you won't get that edge or that differentiation, because if everyone improves, it's a competitive sport, then everyone is at the same improved level. So then what is the thing that is needed? That is when I realized that what will differentiate will be your strategy. And strategy, I have posted multiple audio notes on this. I will not elaborate again, but strategy is basically what gives you differentiation. And strategy is something that comes by your own unique fit. So you have to create your own playing style. Coach will tell you general technique. Technique is always correct. Okay, technique, if you go against the technique, it is wrong. But strategy is a matter of fit and preference. One particular strategy might be good for you, and opposite strategy might be good for someone else. In case of technique, one particular technique might be good for you, but the opposite technique would be bad for everyone. So there is one right answer for technique, but in strategy there is no one right answer. Strategy can be multiple, which is why you will need to choose your strategy. For example, just to elaborate, example, you might, based on your personality, you might pick a very aggressive power game while playing tennis or badminton or table tennis. If your personality is different, then you might choose an accuracy, placement, or deception kind of a game. Both these approaches are right. There is no one right answer in strategy. It will depend upon your own personality. Just to make it more tangible, Don Bradman had a very different strategy. He used to play with a cross bat, which was very, very different, because he, I think, had amazing hand-eye coordination, very fast reflexes, very fast movement on the feet. So he was able to play with cross bat. Muhammad Ali had a very different boxing style, because he had a different physical capability, different sort of a personality, lean, muscular, fast body, high stamina, very fast reflexes. He could do that. He was, I would say, crudely speaking, very crudely speaking, he was almost like a blend of Mike Tyson, a bulky boxer, and a judo karate sort of a Bruce Lee. He was a blend of both. So he had both agility, fastness, stamina, and he also had power. But he was not like Mike Tyson. He was also not like Bruce Lee totally. He was somewhere in between. So he crafted a unique strategy. So it's becoming a long message. This is my main point, that sports coaches are mainly focusing on scientific management, on technique. The problem is everyone will become at that level, improve at that level. So you need strategy. Last point, by the way, the same point was made by Michael Porter when he said Japanese companies mainly have operational excellence. They don't have strategy, which is why we saw most of these Japanese companies, they started looking same and same. They all copied operational best practices, and they started looking same. There is no differentiation. Products are similar, technology level is similar, quality is similar, and strategy is missing, which is why we now see that Japanese companies are declining. Japan has declined as an economy, Japanese companies have declined as an economy. And pretty soon we will see even the Korean companies like Samsung, LG, or Chinese mobile phone companies will decline, because the strategy is missing. Only operational excellence is making them win. That's all. Thank you.